Don't you think that real companionship would help? What about going on a date? Any more thoughts about that?
Why does everyone act like sex is this magical happiness cure-all?
I didn't say anything about sex.
Well, then you're the only one, because it seems to be the only thing anyone talks about.
Who's anyone?
Well, people at work, people I overhear in cafes, that weird little perv who was in here just now talking about his disappearing penis.
Please, leave him out of this.
I mean, why can't I go into a grocery store without being accosted by headlines claiming 101 ways to have an orgasm? You know, wouldn't 53 ways be sufficient? Wouldn't one?
Well, it's true that sex is a big part of adult life. If it weren't, the human population would die out. But it doesn't mean that everyone is sex-obsessed. It may seem like that to you now, but I would gather that if you were older and had more experience, it wouldn't seem as glaring.
What makes you think that I'm not sexually experienced?
Are you?
I can have opinions regardless of whether I myself have had sex.
True. But it's hard to comment on what it's like to fly in an airplane if you've never been off the ground. However, if you have had sexual experiences and you want to discuss them...
No, thanks. Ew. Anyway, you can't just go on a date. You have to be asked.
Not necessarily.
I refuse to troll the internet for a date.
I don't know. You just might end up having the most fun you've ever had.
Or I'll end up locked in a crate and shipped overseas to be a Saudi prince's sex slave.
My guess is it'll probably end up being somewhere in between the two.